Hey everyone, Renee here. So for this video, I'm sharing with you my favorite and what I find to be the most effective relaxation techniques using Gua Sha. This is perfect to do when you're winding down at the end of the day. For me, this is what I like to do before going to bed. As per usual, these techniques were taught to me by my TCM practitioner that has really been helping me develop what I need. I really can't stress enough how much of a difference it makes when you're doing things the proper way. It is the difference between, oh, this is nice, and wow, this is game-changing. So I'm just going to show you my favorite sequence to just relax, de-stress, and unwind. This actually really helps me sleep because I'm a bad sleeper. So a couple of things, you can use your favorite Gua Sha, but if you don't have one, that's fine. There are a couple of alternatives you can use as well. A ceramic soup spoon, this works really, really well as well. But if you don't have one of these, a jar cap. They have those rounded edges and these work pretty well. But if you don't have one of these, we are very well equipped. We have hands. So hands work extremely well. I just feel like it's a little more work when you're using your own hands. But anyway, so I'm going to be using my new Gua Sha obsession, which is this body Gua Sha from YINA. This is larger than your traditional shape, so it covers more surface area. But what I love is it allows me to get further in the back. But it has this ripple edge, which has now become probably one of my favorite features about this. And what it does is it mimics our knuckles. If you've ever used your knuckles to massage, this feels really good, by the way, because you're really kind of getting into the fascia. You feel like you're really getting in there and just releasing tension. I'm going to use the Décolletage Balm from YINA, which you guys might remember from the early days of my skincare routine. It's very much rooted in TCM. So they use a lot of TCM ingredients. They extract them a certain way so that they're very potent. It's got all those beautiful medicinal ingredients that we love. And they were using these way before the whole adaptogen craze or anything like that. So their Décolletage Balm has herbs that are apparently really good for this area of our body. It's got this beautiful springtime peachy pink color, but also I love it because I love the way it melts. I put this along my jawline. You can also use your favorite facial oil that go towards the back. I'm applying this on my lower jaw, neck, décolletage area, arms, and hands. So always remember, use the Gua Sha tool at an angle, like a 40-degree angle, unilateral movements. It's more about consistent flow, not like this, just one direction. You can also press into pressure points and knead. And this feels really good. So I'm going to start off with the jaw area and move downwards because I am a teeth clencher and a teeth grinder at night. So it really helps to just release that tension and just relax everything. There's no right way to use this. I like to use the notch for my jaw. So I'm going to start with the higher curve point on the Gua Sha on the bottom. So I glide up the jaw to my ear. I massage right under the jawbone just to loosen things up. There are lymph nodes in this area that can feel a little tender. Just massage this area gently, get things flowing. It feels really good afterwards. I repeat this on each side about 3 to 5 times, and pressure-wise, don't go too hard when you're starting out. Then I flip the Gua Sha so the higher curve is on top of the jawbone. And you've seen me do this before. I move up towards my ear and just massage around that pressure point on the side of the jaw. This is where we put a lot of stress, just talking and chewing. If you have TMJ like I do, you will probably get some tenderness around this area. Just feel around and find that right spot where you want to concentrate and just put some pressure. If you're using your hands, use your knuckles. Next, I like to focus on the Anmian point, which is an acupressure point, which really helps with insomnia. And it's behind the ear. Again, you have to feel around. You will know when you hit that spot because usually this is a place where I like to massage when I have like bad tension headaches. Take your time to give the Anmian point a good massage. And then if you wish, brush the Gua Sha down the side of your neck to the clavicle. Repeat that a few times. In general, when you're working on the side of the neck, you move downwards for detox. You'll also see me swipe upwards sometimes for lifting. So in my previous video, when I'm just focusing on the face, I swipe upwards just to get a lift. I also like to sweep downwards towards the back of my neck, but the sides have a lot of knots, which I can really feel. So I scrape down to the Jiang Jing point, the shoulder well, which is our trapezius. This is the area where I have so many knots. It is really tight. There's so much tension in this area. So I really take some time and just knead at it. I get in there and just try and melt away those knots. You can see here that my skin is getting a bit pink, which is good. You don't want to be too aggressive. For me, it usually takes about 3 to 5 strokes. If you have darker skin and you can't see when it turns pink, then do this until your skin starts to feel a bit warm. That's your indicator. If you want, you can also work on the center sternum of your neck. This is a sensitive area and you do have to be a bit more tender, be gentler. This is an upward movement, so just do that a few times really gently. One of my favorite areas to focus on is this area. For the chest, I like to hold the Gua Sha like this, notch side down, and just move from the center outwards to the shoulder. Just move away from the heart. Start from the center and just move outwards to the shoulder. And just at the shoulder, just give it a wiggle. So the armpit area is another lymphatic drainage point, so you really want to direct the fluid to move there. But it's also an area that's really tight and tender. Like right in this area under the armpit, it's a real tension area. There's always one side that's more sensitive than the other. For this part of my body, this side is definitely it, which makes sense. I'm right-handed. I can feel the warmth on my skin and like energy flow. Everything just feels released and loose. So for arms, the outer part of the arm, you are flowing away from the heart, and the inner part of the arm, you are doing your strokes towards the heart. So I'm going to start with this notch. And just like around where your wrist is, towards the inner part of the arm, just stroke upwards. Again, do this at least until you start seeing your skin turn pink, or if you're a darker skin tone, when you feel some warmth. Especially the forearms, this really feels good. And also on this underside, I switch to the curved side. From the underside of the wrist, you are scraping upwards towards the shoulder on the inner arm. And then for the outer side, actually I'm going to use the ripple knuckles side, because when I'm moving on the outer side of the arm, there's certain parts of my forearm I just really like to get in there. I can really feel there's so much tension in my forearms. This is like great for carpal tunnel. I can really feel the fascia tissue breaking down. You can also do one fell swoop all the way down your arm. Although I like to break it up because I really like to focus on the different parts. Sometimes I isolate it further and just do focus on my forearms because they really need it. Just from doing this, I can feel warmth in my fingers. I can definitely feel circulation. So my forearms are nice and pink and they feel slightly warm. I mean, this does go away after a little bit, but I can definitely feel just the flow going through. So hands, this is something I like to do when I'm just winding down watching TV or something. You'd be surprised how much tension you hold in your hands and how much can get released. Because we are using this all day, all the time, like text thumbs, typing. So I like to use the ripple side for this, but you can also use this side. From my palms all the way up to my fingertips, I sweep it. It's weird, you feel like this crunchiness as you're doing this. I can see the blood circulating to the palms. There is a pressure point right here, right in this fleshy part, in between where the thumb is and the forefinger bone. You'll know when you find it, but this part is just pressing and massaging this part is insane. Like I could feel it up to my jaw. It hurts, but it hurts in a good way. But yeah, I can feel it radiating up it radiates up my forearm and up here. Love it. I also like the notch and just moving up the side of my thumb. Again, it's kind of crunchy. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll know. This really feels so good. It is underrated how much hand Gua Sha can do, how good it feels. But yeah. So this whole thing is just tingling with vitality right now. So that's it, everyone. I hope you were able to follow along with me and you're just feeling so loose and relaxed right now. In fact, there are so many more Gua Sha tips I would love to share with you that have really, really helped me. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye.